Welcome to another episode of Twin Stick Garage. So today I got a couple goals. The first one is to turn this truck into a convertible. I actually picked up a new fibertech roof cap. Isn't that nice? And I had the holes drilled for the lights. So instead of the classic 5, I'm actually going to do 7 across because I'm going to delete the air horns and we're just going to do train horns probably on the back deck plate. But this is going to be real nice because if you recall in an earlier episode, well, way back, probably over a year now, I patched up, did a temporary patch with fiberglass. There was a giant hole right here from rust because these are actually steel caps over top of an aluminum frame and they just rust right out. Everything else on the Peterbilt cabs are aluminum, but they did the roof caps in steel, which is why fibertech is making these aftermarket caps because a lot of the old Peets are just rotten on the roof. So there was a giant hole here, which was like the front door for all the mice to come in. And then there was a couple of holes where the mounts were for the air horns. And there was one you could stick your hand through, and then there was another one over there that I patched up. So we're gonna take all of that off of there, and we're gonna put this new fibertech roof cap on. So it basically just sits on over the top of the metal frame, and then you just drill the holes from the inside and then get all the huck bolts. So I still don't have a huck gun, so we'll probably just do temporary bolts for now. But that's the goal. So I gotta take all the lights off of there. I have to take the visor off and the air horns, and then start drilling and grinding all of these huck bolts that are all along the top here, and then lift that roof cap off of there. Now I'll also have to take the seats out and probably put plastic over the dash and cardboard on the floor. So live and learn. I guess if I was to do this project over, I would have just bit the bullet earlier, and instead of monkeying around trying to patch this old cap up, I would have just went with the new fibertech roof cap from day one. So there you can see all the fiberglass I filled in there. But I guess live and learn. But if you're gonna do a restoration, go for the roof cap first and get that done. So we'll take the seats out. Luckily it's not too big of a job. It's only 4 bolts on each, and then the airline, and we'll flip these out of here so I have some room to work. And then the other project I wanted to get done hopefully in this episode is I've got the day cab company. They're out of I think somewhere around Tennessee, or in Tennessee somewhere, and they make a great product. It looks like from their website. And so what I'm going to do is obviously put a new interior on the inside in the cab, and then replace this to match. So I'm going to go with the VIT, very important trucker they called it. It was a fancy, I guess an option in 70s models Kenworths. And everyone's going to say, oh, it's a Peterbilt. That's not right, but I don't care. I like the look of it. So we're going to put that on here. It's going to be silver with black buttons, but they don't have an exact replica of this sleeper. So this is either a very late 359 when they were just starting to flip over to the 379s in late 87, or it might be an early 379 sleeper in 88, because it's got the narrow opening, but they don't have the exact copies of these panels. So I've got to take these off of here and send them over so they can get matched up and build the new ones correctly. So I think I'm going to start with this job because I can work inside, throw a heater in here, and just take all those panels off. So that's the goal. We'll get started on it and hopefully get LBL one step closer to being finished, and then we can get rolling on Project Snowman. Let's give her a go. Oh. She's cold. pouring this thing in a scratch. I like how one guy commented it's like putting a cork back in a bottle. I gotta get myself a bigger shop one of these days. Well, at least there's no more mud. If I should have took that snow off the hood first. Maybe that's what we'll do. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, so seats are out. Now let's start taking apart this interior, get these panels out of here. Nice thing is it's pretty much all Phillips screws. So I don't think it's going to be too hard. I'll just have to take lots of pictures and refer back to this video on how this all goes back together, but I think I'll be able to figure it out. Alright. Oh, there's mouse poop in here. Son of a... Mice got into this one too. Oh well. We'll just clean this one out before we put the new interior panels in. Oh, that's nice. There's a metallic insulation. I don't know if you can see that in the video. That's good. Well, these are getting replaced, so it's not the end of the world if they rip. But that's a bummer. I didn't think the mice got into this one. Damn it. Okay. There it goes. Obviously not as bad as the previous sleeper on this truck, but still. Sucks. Alright. Okay. Goodbye, old panels. Alright, so I'm getting to become a bit of an expert cleaning up mouse poop, and I've done a lot of reading about it, so be very careful when you find this. I mean, hantavirus is still rare, but you gotta treat this stuff with respect, just in case. So one of the things they say to do is to wet it down with a bleach solution. That'll kill the germs. And don't resist the temptation to vacuum it up, because they say that when you get it all airborne, that's what can cause you some trouble. So if you see it, just wash it down with bleach and then move on. So that's what we're going to do here. See, they were getting in this little gap here, so I think what I'll do is I'll get, you know, it's funny, they did this around the edge, but they didn't do it up in there, so I'll get some more of that expandable foam and just shoot it in all the cracks so we can't get any more mice. Fun. I love old trucks. Yeah, so I figured it was got to come almost completely apart. was easy. There we go. That's looking like it's gonna come out. There. Oops. Let's get all your bolts. There. Up, up, up. All right. Grab all my washers. Hopefully I can put it back together again. They say that with trucks, any idiot can take it apart, but it takes a real pro to be able to put it all back together again. So I guess we'll see. Okay, almost got this panel out. I should be wearing a mask. Any more mice surprises behind here? No, it doesn't look too bad. Okay. Snake the wire through. That side. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about those new interior panels. I think they're just going to be fantastic. Really make this thing look like a semi-show truck. Uh-oh. It's falling on my head. We'll put it in the mouse nest. Maybe we'll pause and go take a look. Yeah, I was right. Big nest. Oh. Did I ever say I hate mice? Son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, good. I could think of better ways to spend a Saturday, but at least it's all out of there. There was a few more nests up in the upper panels for the back half, but I've gone through a ton of bleach, and we got her all cleaned up. Wow, what I thought was going to be a simple job turned out to be most of the afternoon, but I guess that's the way it goes with this truck. So what I'm thinking now is I'm going to get expandable foam, and everywhere there's a little walkway for a mouse, I'm just going to fill that right in. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to do like a spray-on insulation. That might be easiest, but I need some kind of noise deadening, and I don't know if the Noico stuff's going to stick that well to the fiberglass cap. So we might have to go to Home Depot and see what we can find before we put the new interior in. And then I found this sticker over here. So I was betting this was a late 87 or an early 88. And sure enough, it was made in 88, January 28th. So this is probably an 88 model, one of the early 379s. So anyway, that's that. I guess at least it's done now. We'll get on to the next job, I guess, of taking off this roof and turning it into a convertible. Okay, so we're going to start taking all the lights off and the horns. We'll get the visor removed, and then we'll start working at drilling out all those huck bolts. So I got rid of a lot of that snow that was in my way. Got the lights off. Now we'll take the visor off. Good old rework. Probably can't mention it enough, but if you're going to do a restoration, do the roof first. And then put on all the fancy chrome. You guys probably would prefer I do time lapse on boring stuff like this, so I try and do a blend. Up, up, up. There. Okay. There we go. Now, probably take it apart. Okay, so now I got to unbolt the those front brackets. So I've got them all bolted in. And then I got to take the air horns off. And you're probably wondering about this. This is just a temporary, because I wanted to let my daughter blast the air horns there while we were driving around. So I'll take all that out of there. And then I think we can actually get started drilling on huck bolts. Okay, I think I got all the bolts out for the horns now. Oh, there we go. There's one. There. Everyone's complaining, saying you can't put square horns on a roof with round headlights. So I guess that solves that problem. Again, I'm not planning to drill holes in that new cap, other than just for the lights. So we'll probably put train horns on the back and keep it kind of clean looking on the top. Okay, so I grind these out one at a time. Just give them a little dip. Usually pop apart. Of course, this one isn't. It's a video tape. There. 2 down, 80 to go. So on the outside here, I decided to start using just the angle grinder and grinding the heads smooth, and then I'm just pounding them out from the outside. So makes it a little easier, but I sure wish, again, I would have done this project, because it's easier to grind the heads off on the outside than the inside. And now I can't do it with the sleeper on, so that's gonna be fun. But we'll just keep picking away at this, working our way around. Okay, now I'm down to the hard ones. So getting in here is a little tricky because my death wheel won't fit in there. So I'm going to try and use the grinder just facing forward and try and get it with the grinder and flatten it down. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 8 to go. Fun. Hopefully that's it. Now I don't know on the ceiling here what's going to catch. So we'll see. I don't know if these supports stay or if you got to separate it. So we'll find out. But let's get these done and keep moving forward. So just 40 years of being stuck on there. I'm just using a little bit of assistance to raise it up. Oh, letting go. Slowly but surely, turned into a convertible. maybe I'll go try the other side. Oh, there's some daylight. Oh, now that was a project and a half. Okay. All right, we got ourselves a convertible. Oh, yes, that is cool. Oh. Now to see if that fiberglass cap fits. That was a ton of work, especially for the huck bolts that were hidden in spots like here and tucked up close against the edges. Just a ton of work to get those all off of there. You know, in hindsight, if I would have done this when the sleeper was off, I could have went at them from the backside and just ground off all the heads. That would have saved a ton of time and effort, but once again, live and learn. So yeah, we'll throw that fiberglass cap up here. And I know there's going to be some, get rid of all the rest of this rust. Oh yeah, my Irish Spring to keep the mice away. There's probably going to be some fit up issues. It's not going to fit perfectly, but we'll just set it on here and then wheel the truck out of the garage and call it a night. That was a ton of work, but what a sense of accomplishment. Set a goal and get her done. I think it'd be lighter than the steel one. I guess it is, but I must just be getting tired. Ugh. I wonder if I could sit in there and then open this up. Would probably be best. Okay, there we go. From the inside and set it in place. Something like that. Oh boy, that's not very good at all. Something like that, I think. Nope, just give me a little trimming. A little bit of trim. Oh no, she's cut on the edge here. There we go. Up, up, up. close, close, but no cigar. Well, there it is. One new roof cap. A project I should have done over a year ago, but better late than never. So there it is. Now it shouldn't rain on my head anymore. And the mice can't get in through the front door. Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy with how that turned out. So I think I'm gonna maybe put some screws in the holes there and try and get her down all the way, and then go pour myself a nice hot cup of Jack Daniels. There you go, little by little.